All right, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you, this is probably one of the best aquarium just setups in general. So obviously there are a lot of people that are getting into the tops of the leaderboards, especially with just top C in general. And they're mainly taking advantage of the similar methods with the aquarium and just macroing in general. But for the most part, we're going to be hyper focusing on just the aquarium in general methods and just strategies you can use to increase it. Obviously, nobody has ever like maxed their aquarium the way that I've seen this method be operational, if that makes sense. Like, you can use this to get pretty good stats in general, but I've never seen anyone like fully do this. So firstly, we're giving away every single skin and game pass inside of Fish. To enter into the giveaway, all you got to do is comment your Roblox username down below in the comment section, leave a like and this video. That'll go ahead and enter you into the giveaway, so make sure you do that to enter into the giveaway. Now the next thing we're going to be looking at is just the in general thing. So this is like the, I'll call it the safe guaranteed method to make more. Now this is going to be using the Elder Moss Ripper. So obviously if we come on over to the beautiful wiki, we look on to the Elder Moss Ripper stats. So zoom on in, as you can see right here. So firstly, there's this passive right here that's going to be a 45% increase to fish weight. So this is every single fish you catch is going to be 45% bigger. Very good. Next is the 20% chance for the shrouded mutation. This is also pretty decent, and the 5% chance for the mossy. So we'll cover these stats and the way you can benefit off this in a second. But every 2 minutes, receive higher chance to catch a higher rarity fish with mossy. So essentially what this means is every 2 minutes you are using this rod, is going to pretty much just get higher and higher chances. So essentially though, the way this mechanic works is progressively the longer you use it, the better. So obviously you can use macros, simple things like that just to get going until it progressively gets, obviously I don't think the stat can get to a guaranteed, but it can get very, very high up until you have a tremendously high rate of catching it with this mutation. But obviously alongside this, we're also going to have the 45% size increase. Now also, if we combine this with basic enchants such as ones like this, Sea Overlord, or even some event ones, this will get us into the way higher numbers. You can get 110, easily over 100%, nearly double your fish size using this mechanic. Now, obviously, you do need to use these enchants just in general, but it is going to obviously make them worth a lot more. Now, the main way and reason why we're doing this is the way the mechanic works inside of the personal aquarium is if you're going to come on over to the Fish Wikipedia, you can see there's a whole description about the way the personal aquarium works. I've made multiple videos giving a full breakdown to this mechanic, but the way the hourly credits work is this formula right here. So this formula explains the hourly credit is calculated based on 25% of the current value of the fish placed in the player's aquarium. They did change this. It used to be like a percentage that, you know, this 25% used to be like a calculated value rather than this. But now we can obviously see the final formula can be calculated through, you know, the whole math that actually goes behind it. And this, you know, is pretty straightforward. But essentially what we're going to try to do is get our fish to be bigger. Now, the reason for this, once they are not only bigger, but have a better base sell value, that'll make them way better. Now, one of the main things you can do is actually use just the tryhard rod. This one alone, you can use the tryhard rod. Pretty decent. Just stuff in general, making it way better. Obviously, you do need to use the Herculean enchant to make it usable, but because of its 10x increase to all fish caught, pretty much anything you get this on, when you put it into your aquarium, it's going to be worth a ton. Now, my personal favorite is using the Ruinous Oath. This with Sea Overlord and Sea Prince. So this combo right here to drastically increase fish weight. Not only that, but if you do manage to perfectly catch, then you're also going to get the 100% chance of the mastered mutation. So this is where obviously the Elder Moss Ripper kind of gets outdone entirely, is because this is going to make it very, very overpowered. Now, obviously, this is a very hard rod to use. That's why it's more of like a separate thing you can use, but it is still very overpowered because, you know, you can get 9x and way bigger fish. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is the fish you should catch. Now, there are two things you should hyper focus on. Firstly, if you're trying to get your base XP increase up, there is obviously two things you can do. So firstly, when you're in the aquarium, this is also, if you're wondering why, you know, I'm using an alt account, I'm trying to get progress on this one, but equip best, whatever, right? You're not going to get too much just good stuff out of this. You kind of have to manually do it because I feel like it doesn't really take into account the things you're doing. So firstly, we're gonna look at this. So XP doesn't get reduced by this percentage. This affects the credits per hour. So credits per hour are what are affected by the duplicate, not XP. So we can use this to our advantage to get pretty decent XP based stuff. Now, specifically what I'm referring to is in the newer, it's not new, but the newer zone, which I'll head on over there right now. So this zone is going to allow us to get some pretty decent stuff. Now, obviously you have the Tidefall zone, but if you did play during the event, this one did allow a lot of people to get pretty decent stuff. And obviously you can trade for it. But if you did manage to get this Frostworm right here, this was from Boreal Pines. This is what I was referring to. Boreal Pines, if I can click it without this stupid thing popping up. Boreal Pines, this one was insane. This one got a lot of value. Now, the reason for it is the way the XP calculation works inside of the personal aquarium is XP, as you can see, is multiplied based on this right here. So hourly XP profit is equal to 20% of the fish's base XP. And essentially the Frostworm, this one right here, had the best base XP. I believe next to the Profane Leviathan is the other one you can get decent. So the Profane Leviathan gives 25,000 XP. This one gives 25,000 as well. So very, very good. Now, obviously, this isn't applied when you try to combine other things like, Clever or Enchants. It's just this. What does suck is things used to give like hundreds of thousands of XP. So this has definitely been nerfed, but this is definitely still one of the mechanics you should try to take advantage of. Now, as far as the fish go, one of the main consistent things that does make a lot of money is this. So inside of the calculation, so the way this works is if, as you can see right here, if the fish has 2 or more total attributes and mutations, it's actually multiplied in a different way. You wouldn't expect this, but if the fish has a mutation multiplier greater or equal to 1 and is not shiny or sparkling, pretty much loses value. Otherwise, it is, equal to the mutation multiplier or 1 if no mutations present. So shiny multiplier and sparkling multiplier are equal to 1.5 of their corresponding attribute is present or otherwise 1. So if it's not above 1, it's going to be pretty much just 1. Otherwise, it is equal to special multiplier. So duplicate count is determined by the quantity of the current type of fish in this aquarium, not including the current fish. So essentially, this might sound complicated when you look at it, but it's pretty much exactly as you might assume. The bigger the fish is with the better the mutation, the more it's going to be worth. Now, I know, right? It's crazy. Now, you might be wondering which one you should try and target to get. Now, as far as upfront sell value and money goes, I'm not gonna lie, the Frostworm does do pretty decent as its base kg or average is around 150 to 200,000 kg, and then its sell value is also pretty decent. So we're looking at a base of around 55,000 and then a max of 100,000. So say its base is 200,000. I'm gonna pull up the calc, by the way. This is short for calculator. Let's say we get this, right? 55,000. And then we were to smack on Sea Overlord and Sea Prince. So Sea Overlord is going to go ahead and give us a 40% increase. So that, and then Sea Prince, which is 15. So a 55% increase. That is going to be roughly 88,000 base sell value. Now, obviously, that's just that if it's the base. If you go ahead and combine other things, like for example, Nate's Blade, if you're doing Nate's Blade and maybe an Atomic Nuke, Nate Blade, Atomic Nuke, you combine those together, your fish is going to be 100% way bigger. And on top of that, not only will it be way bigger, but you can also get the Atomic, or you can use Ruinous Oath and that, or Elder Moss Ripper and do that as well. This is going to allow you to get pretty big. Just in general, you can use like fail-safe techniques to fail catch it until you get the one with the mutation. But I mean, for the most part, there is a crazy amount of mutations around this. Now, as far as boosts go, you can, obviously you want to consistently use these boosts right here. These are going to give you the, in general, just most use cases is these. You want to make sure you're consistently running the fish food. This is going to make sure you do get the best value out of it. Now, for the most part, that's obviously it for this video, but if you do want to trade for some high value ones, you can join my Discord server linked in the description. We have a lot of people there consistently trading these high value fish. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.